video. Okay, in this video, I'm going to talk about Fillia and Fukua. This time I'm going to talk about two characters, kind of, since Fukua is basically a clone character of Fillia. She was kind of a April Fool's joke for Skullgirls, Encore, and second Encore. She was a joker, kind of making fun of clone characters and fighting games. So let's talk about why I like Fillia, since that's the first character that kind of that I started playing as. Fillia was my first character I played as in Skullgirls, and to me, she was really the character that kind of got me hooked into Skullgirls because I liked the kind of her character, and her story was a kind of amnesia story type thing, and that's kind of generic, but I actually enjoyed it in this game because there was obviously an emotional point or emotional crit to it where she was actually trying to get to the Skull Heart to kind of save her friend, Painwheel, and that which is cool. I actually like that, but I just kind of like the design of Fillia. I thought that she was very well designed, despite her kind of having these sexualized kind of proportions. But I think that's kind of the style of Skullgirls, and that's really something I can't really fault the game for having. Really, like with Fillia, I like her combos a lot as well. Like her hairball combo, her supers are really cool and really interesting. She has a very good anti-air and um close game kind of style. The only thing is that I always thought of her as the Ryu of Skullgirls, but in fact she's actually a little bit more complex than Ryu at times. I mean, there would be times where I would play as Fillia. I'm either gonna be like really good with her or I'm really bad with her. Because Fillia isn't a character that's kind of like completely easy. I mean, to me, I think Fillia she's a very good first character to pick as, definitely, but there's a lot of nuances with her that is just really complex and interesting about her, because there's sometimes where you have a matchup with her and it doesn't really work out very well, or it works out insanely well. That's really what I like about Philly, is that she's not completely simple like Ryu is at times. You can understand a good majority of her moves, but how you utilize them is that things where the complexity kind of falls in. Where Ryu, you kind of Hadouken, spin kick, and Dragon Punch, all that kind of stuff. But Fillia, to me, feels a little more fresh and has a little more variety, especially since she has a parasite that's her hair. It kind of has all this kind of other uses in her moves, and that's it really sets a difference amongst all the other characters. And to me, I really wouldn't have played Skullgirls without having Fillia in the game. So I really do kind of owe it to Fillia that the reason why I like Skullgirls so much is because of her. Um, Fukua, I like her just because I like that the kind of joke that she is. She's a very interesting joke character that to me was actually very poignant in the fighting games, because like there are a lot of clone characters. I mean, I kind of consider Ken a clone character at times. There's some moments where he's a completely different character, but then there's times where it's like it's the Ryu. But even Super Smash Brothers, I think, is the biggest offender of clone characters. So having Fukua in this game, to me, was just kind of hilarious, and she actually has a lot of different moves than Fillia. She kind of plays completely differently. To me, she's a more of a heavy hitter than Fillia ever is. Fillia to me is also more about speed and agility, while Fukua is more about like long distance. Like she has a lot of good projectiles, and she's just insanely just brutal. She has such a heavy strength and power with each move, and I use her a lot in games. She's one of my mains in Skullgirls, and she's just a lot of fun. I like her supers. I like her story. Her story is very non-existent, but it's just one big um, reference to Mario 2, where you have Mario sleeping in bed and with a sleep cap, and then that's kind of how the game starts. Same thing with Fukua's story, where she's just a dream in Fillia's head, and her ending was just kind of weird, where it's like, oh, Fukua always wanted to be Fillia, and then like Fillia goes to the mirror, and then she sees like Fukua and two other characters that didn't make into the Patreon stretch goals, which are in jokes. Those are really well done in jokes in the game, because those two characters are Umbrella and someone else. I can't remember her name, but these two characters, I think it was she's in the Beowulf plot, but I can't think of her name. Those two characters were always voted for, but they always lost. The last character that they lost to at that time was Eliza. So Yeah, that was interesting. I mean, and they kept losing. I mean, they had Beowulf as well, and then Beowulf trumped those two. So I like the in jokes at the end of that campaign. And Faku was really a interesting character. I love having Faku and Fillia matches in Skullgirls because you don't really know how well that will pan out because Faku does a good job setting people back, but she also has a good job kind of bridging that gap that she could make. So she's just a very insane character that you could kind of that feels different. I mean, she's a clone character by design, but her combos and everything is just so different in comparison. There's only maybe like one super that's kind of the same from Filia's, but um, they're all very different, and I really like that. And I kind of like that she has this weird attitude as well, like it's just it's interesting, and I like that character. And I'm glad they included it. It was a character that you wouldn't think would be in this game, but then you find out that's in the game. And the character was free. She never even had to pay for it. It came in with a patch. So that was really cool. I like that they included her, kind of for free. It didn't really. They kind of advertised her, but then they just kind of put her in the game without even knowing that she's in the game. So I like that. I really like that this character was a free character. So she kind of helped complement Philia. So, that's it for this particular video. See you in the next one.
As the candles burn into the night, I'll watch you in their light. And I've never wanted more than you right here, right now. And I'm sure you've got a few tricks in store.